And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and it is Motivation Monday. Oh, I was supposed to be on vacation. I'm on sick leave, but I had to come on because this was a matter that was so important that I had to come on so that way I could spur everyone on to what's happening with Joy Reid. And after we've heard of the Joy Reid being let go from MSNBC, yeah, it sent a wave across media, and it really has its place. And we, as a community, we are bonding together. We're connecting. We're supporting because you know I am not a news anchor. I'm a micro influencer, if you want to call it that. I come online, I have a small audience, I connect with people, and all of us have our place in this ecosystem when it comes to representation and connecting and informing and giving information to a community. The best way we are going to survive in this new era is through community. And so when I saw that, I was totally alarmed when I saw that they let Joy Reid go from MSNBC. And don't get me wrong, I love MSNBC for many of their programmings. I love Rachel Maddow. I love Lawrence O'Donnell. There's a couple of people. Those are my two main ones that I watch. And obviously it was Joy Reid. Those were my three go-tos on MSNBC. And up until Morning Joe kissed the ring, as people are saying, allegedly, but it appears to be so. That was also my MSNBC. I lived on MSNBC. However, MSNBC is also a corporation. It is just like all the other media companies, they're all corporations. And I have said, I've made a decision. And if I have to leave this talk, because I may have to run to the bathroom, because that's where my life has been for the last couple of days, but really for the last 2 days it's been that because of surgery, and I'll talk about surgery later on. But my main purpose of being here is to support the movement for Joy Reid. And we got our panels, and Dr. Tachi's gonna be popping on. She actually worked with Joy Reid, so we're just gonna just dive in, share our thoughts, share our opinions. It's not gonna be long. We're gonna be an hour show. I'm not gonna keep you beyond an hour, but we're going to just share, and then I'm gonna give you information on what the community is doing, as in supporting, watching her show tonight, and then that's hashtag We Need Joy, and then after that it's going to be hashtag TV off. And from that point on, we will not be looking at MSNBC. We're cutting it all off after the Joy Reid show this evening tonight on MSNBC. So I had the honor to be on the Win with Black Women last night. What an amazing gathering. Also, Win with Black Men were there as well. 25,000 people showed up last night at one given moment. Many more came through. Senators were there. Congress people were there. Movie stars were there. Other anchors from all the different anchor shows. You had it was absolutely amazing last night. And the bonding and the support that Joy is getting. And then also they had Joy Share. And so check it out on YouTube. Just go. I'm going to put these screens up as well, so you can definitely see what that was like last night. It was absolutely amazing. Look, we have the power of community. And the power of community, and I will say it over and over again, is how we will get through this. Also, if you are here for the first time, make sure you hit the likes. And if you are just in the building, hit the likes, because as you hit the likes, it generates and people come on. So if we get 100% of the likes being hit, then they will open it up to other people to come on board. Anyway, without no further ado, I'm going to introduce my wonderful panel and friends, because they didn't expect me to be on because I am recovering from my surgery, but I am here. I could not resist this moment. What's going on, panel? What's going on,
Good
friends?
morning.
Good morning and happy belated birthday, Ron.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And welcome back to the land of the living.
61 years old yesterday. 61 years old.
Young. 61 years young.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Hey,
Hallelujah.
Gwendolyn, everybody's here. So, guys, you can just chime in as you want to. I'm gonna give Dr. Tachi the panel, because Dr. Tachi actually worked with Joy, and I think it would be great to hear what her, and also Dr. Tachi is our media guru here, and she has been a part of mainstream media. She's been with on her own media platforms. She has, and that's where she spends informing people, and she also has her major platform, Indie Soup. So take it away, Miss Dr. Tachi's in the building.
Good morning, everyone. Again, welcome back, Ron. We missed you, even though, 1 week or a couple of days seems like an eternity. So welcome back. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I've said this before, that I worked with Joy. She was my editor when I wrote for The Griot. And I met Joy because I was working on a documentary and I was looking for the footage because I was going to share it. I have to look harder. It must be on another hard drive. But I have an interview that I did of Joy because she was participating we were doing a documentary on food justice in South Florida. There are lots of food deserts in certain areas in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and I wanted to explore it further. We went to a hearing for one of these urban farms that they were looking to shut down. And that's where I met Joy. And so we all just started talking in the parking lot, and we were there for like an hour. So I said, could I interview you for the documentary? Sure. She came to my office at Nova Southeastern University. I did the interview. And then she said to me, do you write? I do. Would you like to write for The Griot? I would. And that's how our relationship started. But I have to say, just from that 1 hour in the parking lot, this is when I knew that she was the thinker of our time, that she is brilliant. Honestly, and I've met a lot of people, she is like in the top 5 of brilliant people. She is that adept that she measures up there for me. And so when we look at this whole thing, and so I wasn't surprised that she was going to have a national platform after being here in South Florida and then moving to New York to work with MSNBC. I wasn't surprised at all, because she's that knowledgeable about policy. She's that knowledgeable about politics and social issues that I wasn't surprised. But I'm also not surprised that they got rid of her. Had nothing to do with ratings. We all know what this had to do with. It has to do with the cowardice of companies who haven't even been asked to let go of people due to DEI, quote unquote, or any other things. They're just trying to preempt a quote unquote strike that you don't even necessarily know is coming. And you, with all your billions, are not strong enough in your conviction to say, no, we're not doing this, because it had nothing to do with ratings. Again, we know what this had to do with. It had to do with a couple of things, I would think. The fact that she was speaking truth to power. She didn't back down. For those of you that are Jamaican, she no bo. Okay, so exactly. Okay, so you know that she's not back. She wasn't backing down. But I also, on a superficial level, had thought that this had to do with the way she presents herself. I'm going to wear my short platinum blonde hair and dare you to say anything about it. I'm going to wear my makeup the way I wish to present myself, and I want you to say something. I'm wearing what the hell I like, and I challenge you to say something. And to be honest, her presentation is not outlandish at all. It's just different from what people are used to seeing from news people, and different from how establishment wants Black women to present themselves. So that was the crime there, right? So I'm not surprised that move came, but I will say, to give the other panelists a chance, that this I've been saying this ad nauseum for the past 3 years. If you take time slots and money from larger establishments, you are subjugated to the whims of those larger establishments. So now what I'm seeing on social media is people talking about, oh, well, she should team up with Don Lemon and be on his platform. And, now we have a lot of independent platforms. Soledad O'Brien has Starfish Productions. We have Roland Martin that has Black Star Network. We have Don Lemon, right, who has his platform. And so we have all of that. And we have Angela Rye, who has a podcast, right? And so there's definitely room for her to team up with other people, but there's also room for her to do her own thing. And I'm saying independent is the future. This networking thing we have, this is going away soon. Independent is the future. I get off my soapbox.
Well, no, you laid the groundwork. You laid the groundwork so well, and that is why we're here. Again, is to support our sister, support someone that we adore, we love. I look forward to Joy's show. Her show was everything to me because I knew and not only did I look forward to her shows, I look forward to her TikToks. I look forward to her Instagrams. Wherever she was posting, and she was unadulterated. She did not alter her speech. She said exactly what was on her mind. She pointed to the facts. She never shared anything that wasn't truth. And I just felt like I may not be on for the rest of the week, but I had to come on for today to make sure that we as a community, our community, because I'm a believer of this, no matter how small you think your community is, it is important. And I think of social media and like a leaf, because I got my plants over here, and you got all these main veins going through the leaves, right? These main veins, but then people forget that there are all these little micro veins going out from them, and we are those micro veins. We may not have the thousands of followers, but we are the micro veins. And we get to reach people that may not ever tune in. So every person is important. Every platform is important. And I just felt like I need to be here. And especially when I saw, thank you, Dr. Tachi, she put me on to, she said, Ron, do you see what's going on? I was like, no. And then the next thing you know, I was on that talk yesterday. I mean, 25,000 people. 25,000 people. Wow. Chris, what's going on, sir?
Well, listen, I mean, we had our talk this morning, and that was the topic of our conversation. First off, welcome back. It's good to see you on the screen, and so that people can see you looking good.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
But to just talk about Joy, like, it's funny, when this broke yesterday on social media, the outpouring of love for this woman, and you would have thought, like, you don't typically get this type of outpouring of love and affection unless someone is passed and you're trying to lift them up and give them their flowers after the fact. They were giving her flowers right there and then. Now, mind you, I don't believe she's spoken publicly about this yet, and I'm sure we'll get that tonight, because tonight is her last show. And before I can go any further, let's make sure that we do what everyone's asking, because they've been asking since yesterday. Go on to MSNBC at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch the readout tonight. And the moment she signs off, turn your TV off. Do not give MSNBC those dollars, because those ad dollars. Let us show them who we are as a people. And it's not about her just being Black. It's the fact that she has been speaking truth, as everyone on this panel is going to attest to, speaking knowledge, coming with receipts, and being just boldly honest, calling the Orange Menace a liar, calling his administration out for all the things that they are doing against all of us, and really letting us see what it's about. It's not about cutting the waste. It's about being racist and getting rid of Black people, getting rid of Latino people, getting people of color, getting rid of LGBTQIA plus community. That's what it's about. And we need to just be focused now. We need to be focused as a people.
Yes.
Most of us here, I believe, have stopped listening or watching the general media as of last year after the election. And I don't see us any of us really going back because they've lost us and they've lost a lot of the American people. Independent media is where it's at. Now, I was one of the first people to say, you know what? This is a blessing in disguise. I'm not mad, and I'm sure she's okay with being let go because she's going to be all right. Let her go on to do her own thing or team up and do some partnerships with like the likes of Don Lemon. Because I think Don has established himself, and I think he's real. He knows what he's talking about. He's got experience. And he's even on his show this morning, he called out the two people that reached out to him when CNN let him go. It was Sonny Hostin and Joy Reid. And he's going to support his sister in this time. It's not her time of need. You know, like I said, Joy's going to be okay. But wherever she goes, we need to follow her.
That's right. Gwendolyn.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you got something to say, my dear Black woman.
A great deal has already been said. Times like these, people often believe that, when you leave a platform such as like an MSNBC or a CNN, that you are downgrading. I see it as an upgrade. It has always been that when one door is closing, the good Lord got something better for you anyway. So like, bye, Felicia. Don't nobody care. We knew it was coming. I'm surprised it lasted this long.
Yeah.
But we knew it was coming. There's a target on her back. Anyone who is not going to kiss the ring, there is a target on their back. We said that.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for her to do her own thing. Like I'm excited for it. I mean, I love this new version of Dawn. Dawn is just Dawn.
Dawn is Dawn. I'm just loving it.
Yes. I mean, Dawn is Dawn. So
freedom.
The freedom. And Joy has been fairly much Joy. I'm sure there is some censorship. I'm certain of it. But this is a good thing. Independent media is a good thing, and it allows a number of voices and different ideas and perspectives to be shared. We don't all have to agree, but at least you can get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and start having some civil discourse, because the one message, it's not working. This is not working for people that I know.
Oh wow! Breaking news. Lester Holt is now leaving NBC.
Oh wow!
Yep, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Miss Alice, how you doing, my dear?
I'm doing well. As you said, I'm not surprised at any of these moves that have been coming out in the media. And, and I'm always, my husband and I talked about this a little last night. And I said, one of the things I constantly remind people of is who owns media, the mainstream media in America, and how people who have been from Murdoch's group of people, how they've infiltrated all of those media outlets. They're in everything. They're in CNN. They're in the Washington Post. They're in high positions in those places. So I'm not surprised. I think that, what we see is what happens during these types of regimes, where they silence the voices of media. They think, but it's not going to work like it did before, because we have these platforms where this can still be heard, where they're going to continue to be heard. You're going to continue to hear from Joy on every platform that she's on. She just, she's taking her time to figure out what that is and reflect on it and pray on it. I heard her say she used to be a Sunday school teacher, so I'm sure she's seeking guidance.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Where she's gonna go, and
that's
knowing
right.
that she's not gonna be defeated. And I think now is the time that we have to show up and come together as a community and be unified behind those decisions. Like tonight at 7:00. You all know I don't really watch news programs like that. So tonight at 7:00, I'm gonna be there with the people.
I will watch. I don't watch either, but I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna
give you information. They're also gonna have watch parties tonight for Joy Reid. So that's gonna be there. I'll get that information to you at the end. But I just also want to just share this one clip. This is from last night's gathering, and man, it's from Joy Reid. And so listen to Joy Reid as she shares from the Win with Black Women. Hold on a second, and we're going to pop that on the screen. Here she goes. And is it popping on?
This and her connection mirror the values that we hold dear, and that further they will stand united with Joy Reid and remain unwavering in the commitment to work to ensure that the media landscape faithfully represents the rich tapestry of our society. I think that sums it up in a way that we all are feeling in this moment. And we know that Joy Reid is a truth teller. And she is a journalist who comes with the facts, but also tells the truth. And it is my distinct honor to bring to this stage our sister, a truth teller, and someone who we are all committed to making sure that we speak truth to power and standing in solidarity with, our sister Joy Reid.
Hello. I have to say my heart is so full that I hope I can get through this. I want to thank you, Joteka, and I will say our SOAR president literally called me from as she was taxiing on the plane to say that she was flying back from California, and it was just overwhelming to receive that call. Khalil, all of those who have been on the phones with me, and Angie Rye, who has been essentially babysitting me and taking care of me, and Tiffany Cross has been doing the same. My husband is on this call, who's also been doing the same. Mignon Moore, who, my counselor, who's been so great, so kind to just always give me advice. Obviously, Joteka, you are just everything. Holly, who I've been bugging and harassing, who's been making all the technical. I can't even name everyone. Everyone, you all know that you are valuable. You are wonderful. And, I hope I haven't missed anyone. It's just my heart is so full. I'm trying to get through it. But everyone who took the time on a Sunday when it was not a regular call to get on this call, I can't even begin. As you can imagine, I have been through every emotion over the past several days. Tasha knows, she's been on the calls with me for some of them. Angela surely knows. Carrie Jammy's been on with me. Alicia Garza. I've just been talking to we call ourselves our machetes. I've been talking to so many people, but I've been through every emotion from, anger, rage, disappointment, hurt, feeling that, guilt, that I let my team lose their jobs. But in the end, where I really land and where I've landed on today is just gratitude, just pure gratitude. And gratitude, not just because people would take the time to get on a call like this, or to take care of me, but also that my show had value, and that I'm sorry. That that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted, and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show. I'm proud of my little team. The little team that could, I told them today, they were the Avengers. They were this little diverse team who we constructed deliberately to represent every type of person in this country, every religion, every faith, every race, every region, every sensibility, every sexual orientation. We said we were intentional. I was very intentional in building my team, inspired by the great Melissa Harris Perry, my dear sister, Melissa Harris Perry, from whom I inherited television, okay, who gave me, with her grace, the opportunity to host in her sacred hour on the weekends, and let me open the door to a Tiffany Cross, let me open the door to Black people who were not typically on TV, to a Tracy, who started as my producer and then got nominated for an Oscar because she's so brilliant. Let me open the doors to Black people to talk about economics and science and not just Black pain. I am not sorry. And I am so proud of what we did, and so grateful that God gave me nearly 5 years to do it. And in total, nearly 10 years to do television my way, on my terms. And so it's been a very strange Black History Month. I won an NAACP Image Award, as did Ms. Joteka, for this show. And I'm proud that it was specifically for our interview with Brittany Griner, who so many of the people on this call fought for her, believed in the cause of her freedom. Y'all fought for that. I just channeled it on television, and the NAACP Image Awards saw fit to award us for it. So I just want to thank all of you. I'm so deep in gratitude. I'm so deep in joy. Even though I'm crying, I'm actually just so deep in joy and gratefulness that there's nothing that can hurt me now. And I'm going to go forward and promise to all of you that the service I feel God put me on this earth to provide, other than telling Miss Murley's story, the service I feel, and I see Rashad here, I just see Rashad's name pop up, who I love. The service I was put here is to try to tell the truth, to try to find the truth, and to try to explain the inexplicable, and to try to make it make sense. And that's what I've always told my team. Our job is not to be the news. Our job is to help people to understand what's happening, is to understand the horrors that are happening, and to understand the joy. You know, we had a moment of joy, to understand that sometimes there's pain, but there's also joy. So I promise I'm going to keep doing that. I have set myself up, because I've been very realistic and setting myself up always for the future. I'm always planning for the future. And so there is a future for my voice. And if you all are so kind to support it, I will just be I will be even more grateful, if that is even possible, than I am right now. So I'm going to stop because I have composed myself again. And I just want to thank you all for coming here tonight for me. I cannot, my heart is bursting with just absolute gratitude.
Wow. Wasn't that, I just felt you had to see the whole thing. And because, you know, people always like to spread rumors, and they like to say, I think this is what she said. This is what I think was going on. And I'm so glad they gave her the opportunity to just share her thoughts, her joy, her passion. I'm in tears now because it's so, I love when Black people stand up, and we have so much to share, so much to give, and we have to use our platforms to help others. And people say, Ron, you know, I got so many wonderful emails during my hospital stay, and when I was able to share on Friday about the cancer scare and being able to have that removed, and one of my friends said, I know you're going to just be the voice about health for men. And my job in this world, all of our jobs, is to make a difference. And I did not plan to get emotional, but when
It's okay.
when
It's
this
good. It's all
happened to
It's
good.
Joy,
okay.
when this happened to her, I said, man, our jobs are so important, whether we get paid for it, whether we are volunteering to do this. What we do on this platform, we do it because we love doing it for people. And my job as a photographer is not just photography, but it's also to help other photographers to share their light. And we all have a voice. And
Absolutely.
it's so important that we use our platforms in whatever way we can to lift up one another and to encourage one another and to tell the truth and make sure that we are using our platforms as vehicles for truth. And so anyway, I just wanted to just share that was not planned. And but anyway,
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
just
so moved.
I just want to share. This morning I woke up and I did several voice memos for myself, and one of them I did was on the question is when we go through challenges and adversities and we feel like we're being attacked from every side. The question isn't why me. The question is what. What is my purpose? What is my lesson? What is it that I'm supposed to share with the world because of this experience that I'm going through? And that came to me this morning, that I questioned for Joy and anyone else who's going through something. There's a reason. There's a lesson. There's something that there's some powerful things that are gonna come out of this. And one of the most powerful ones is the merging of those two groups last night to support her. That was powerful in itself, because one of the things that they worked intentionally for is splintering us as Black men and Black women from each other. And so a part of our why is that Ron's experience, what came out, it wasn't of why me, but of what is it that I can talk about and do, and how can I serve people in the future from my experience. And that's on it. And I made that recording this morning and not knowing what you were going to share, Ron. And it's perfectly okay, because it should be organic. It should be real and authentic, because every experience that we go through, no matter what it is, there's a what we do next. How do we share it? How do we use the lessons that God is teaching us? Or if whatever you believe, the universe, God, however you believe, is always a lesson in every one of those things that we face, whether it's ups or downs, like Joy said, whether it's joys or whether it's sorrows, whatever the challenge is that we face, there's something in it, and there's a what we need to do that's connected to it. I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. That was, it's just amazing, and I am so thankful and so grateful. I just sat there and said, I will use every energy in my body to help our people, to help communities, to help Black people, to help photographers, creatives. That's my goal, and this is my platform, and this is what I'm going to do with it. So just wanted to share that. Also,
Can I piggyback?
Yeah, sure, you can.
Can I? Because I love Miss Celise, and I love all of her stories. She has such wisdom. As I was making my messages, because I do stuff in the future, because that's how
you
Virgos
do.
operate.
You always operating in the future.
Virgos operate in the future. But I was just thinking to myself, that we are in a time of change from so many facets of life. And I think as an educator, I remember when, we were told to pick one thing to do. Do this one thing, you do it for 30, 50 something years, and then you go out to the pasture like some old horse and just live out your days, right? When the fact of the matter is, we have so many gifts and so many geniuses, but we don't teach people to put the time and energy into their own genius, because so many of us are trained to build up somebody else's dream and give your entire life to it. Yes. And then at any point where they feel like they no longer need you, they just toss you out to the side, like trash. And then you find yourself saying, now what? Now, unlike Joy, I walked out of my job. I was like, screw him. I didn't say that, but I said something else. But I said, screw him.
Yes.
Because that woman told me, you have two choices. I said, ma'am, you don't know this one. Gwendolyn has choices, right? And for people to see you stomping in your joy, living out your genius, opportunities knocking at your door, oh, the envy. These people who think joy is about to sit down and like cry and stuff, they just don't understand. They don't see the big picture. They don't understand that picture. They don't get it. I am here for, I got my popcorn. I got my popcorn machine. Yes. I got a machine. The husband got me a machine. Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
I got my popcorn. I got my wine, and I am ready for it. We are coming into an amazing season, people. An amazing season. But for those of us who walk in faith, and I hate to say it like that, but I'm going to say it like that. These moments where there's like a ripple, that ain't nothing. It is nothing. There is something amazing about to open up for her. And I'm just happy that I am here to witness all of it. All of this amazingness that is coming from people who look like me. Oh, it is a time to be alive. We had a Black Day Black halftime show. Joy gonna go into her stuff. Man, this is it. This is it.
Black folks, I mean, it is a great opportunity. And you look at, because again, it's until you have trials and tribulations and hard times is when people can rise. And so many have been sitting on their hip pots, as my father would say, and just kind of just sitting on their, their tushy tush and doing nothing. They got settled. They fought for civil rights. They fought and fought and fought. They fought. The life of a Black person in America is nothing but a fight. It is a fight on every level. Fight every day. Fight for your children. Fight for your family. Fight for your food. Fight for your water. Fight for good air. Fight for this. Fight for that. However, this is not the 1800s. Black folks are not coming out of slavery. Black people are not uneducated. Black people have been educated. Black people are all over this country making differences in the judicial system, in all levels of politics, everywhere. Black people are. We are in a more powerful place than we were in the 1800s. We have so much that we can make happen. And if you thought what we did back in the 1800s, when they gave us they call themselves a little freedom, we are in a place where we've never been before. We have power in ourselves, in our intelligence, in what we've done, what we do. I'm looking at Don Lemon's show. I'm looking at Roland's show. I'm looking at all of these people that have voices. And then all those people that came on last night, 25,000.
May I?
Yeah.
First of all, I appreciate, this is what I love about you, Ron. Besides the whole of you, I love the fact that your passion for us, for humanity, but specifically for us, shines through in what you do. I mean, you do this because of the love of all of us do this. Who amongst us is getting paid for any of the things that we not Chris looking behind himself looking for the payee. Nobody, but we do it because we realize things have to be said. People need a platform. These exist, and it's not just about the money. Money comes when you do these things, but it's not just about that. It's about the message, and that's why we will all succeed, and that's exactly why Joy will succeed. It goes beyond money for this. Yeah, if you're going to hire me, you're going to pay me, but I have something out there, a message that I want to get out there. And what did my heart joy last night, besides joy, was the fact that I'm like, you all didn't see us coming. You thought we were done with Win with Black Women after the election?
That's right.
My dear. we pulled together, and this is what I love. You know, the whole thing is like Black people rest because we did what we had to do. Absolutely. But we still have to pull for our own. So the fact that we got together last night, 25,000 people, because the Zoom filled up really quickly. And then the other 10,000 people that were on YouTube were able to see how quickly we pulled together around one of our own. And Angela Rye actually said, if there are platforms that you think we need to know about, let us know. And so this is what I'm putting out there to all of us, that the general narrative has always been about the well-known platforms.
Yes,
We
right.
need to put ourselves on their radar as well,
Yes.
and let them know, you know, it's not just these major legacy media people that have we're part of that as well.
Everybody has a place.
Exactly. So it was so wonderful to see us rally around it, but that's what we do. I don't think they know that that is what we do. We rally around our own. And I also forgot to say that Joy is a Delta. So when you heard her say that Soror president, that's our president. The international president of Delta Sigma Theta reached out to her. This is what we do. We pull for our own. So not just as individual organizations, but also as Black people. We pull around our own. So if they thought we were done, my friend, get ready and buckle
That's
your
right.
seatbelt.
We got
It's gonna be
more
a
than we
long
had.
ride. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can I go back to an earlier comment that
Yeah, go
Dr.
ahead, Lise.
Tachi made about Joy? So Dr. Tachi, I totally agree with you with her doing her own thing. Because one of the thoughts that I always have is they think they can go after one person in one place and destroy us.
Mhm.
What we have to do is make sure that there's so many places that and so many voices that anytime they think they shut one down, there are tons of the other ones that are out there. We have to operate. I know people know about what hydras are.
Yes.
Hydras, you cut off one side and all the rest of them are still there. There are too many to even deal with. We have to operate like hydras. We have to be in there in force. And we have to go out there and do that. And they need to know about Indie Soup. They need to know about what Ron is doing. Everybody needs to know all these things so that if they go after Don Lemon or anyone else and try to prosecute someone, it's so many people that they can't even know where they all are coming from. And I think that's what we have to do. And so, yes, I agree. Joy should go out there and do Joy because they need those multiple entities. They don't need all of them to merge. Then you can come in and destroy one entity. But multiple entities are hard to maintain, and which is what they do. And right now, their whole thing is like, let's control everything that everyone's saying. And they've always done that through fear, right? The way they've controlled Black people over the years was that one person that was so outspoken, they killed that one.
Yes.
Which was the purpose was to quiet the rest. And then they not have another one that's willing to, and we're at that moment. And I had this conversation with my family. I said, we're at this moment where the people stepping out there have to be willing to die or lose something. And as they tell their truth, as they tell the truth to people, as they empower people, because if we're not willing to lose, we won't tell the full story.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Listen, just to kind of.
I wanted to, before you started, I want you to know we are making a difference because we got trolls. We had 4 trolls come through just now, so we are saying something that matters because the trolls are here. I've been deleting their comments because they've been very, very sad and but I want you to know we're making a difference right now because the trolls are here trying to spew their hate, but it ain't gonna work. We're not here for hate. We're here for love. And that's
before you go, Chris. I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt, but also to let you know that if you don't know that Joy has a podcast on YouTube with Joy Reid, who is the journalist from BET. So you can get at her there as well. I can't remember the name of I'm subscribed, but I can't remember the name of it, but just know that it's Joy Reid and Joy Reid. They have a podcast together. So absolutely.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. They got the trolls always got to find a place to be. They cannot be happy.
because they're waste of skin and they have nothing else better to do. You wish they could be us. I mean,
yes,
please.
they do.
The fact that they have trolls says enough right there. The fact that no, it's true. They wouldn't come after you if you weren't making a difference.
Yes.
And the one thing I wanted to say in regards to what everyone else has kind of been talking about is the simple fact that, we really need to call these people out for what they're doing. Them canceling Joy Reid is not about race. It's about being racist. Let's just be for real and be 100%. Because if it's about ratings, Morning Joe would have been canceled months ago. All right. Their ratings are tanked. They have tanked. They bended the knee, they kowtow, they went to go see the Orange Menace, but yet still they're still on the air. Why? Because they're two white people. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Let me tell you something. Ron and I had this conversation early this morning, and I love me some Rachel Maddow. I'm actually very curious to see what she says or does tonight. And here's the thing, she's in a very peculiar situation because she has a multi-million-dollar, multi-year contract with MSNBC, and you have family and stuff you have to take care of or whatever. But let's see what Rachel does. Does she say something? Does she walk away? Because here's the thing, Rachel Maddow is the flagship for MSNBC. If she walks away, I truly believe that will cave. And in the midst of them trying to spin off and sell MSNBC, that would not be good for them. So, there are a lot of different things in play here. I'm actually really curious to see. And not only is Rachel Maddow in a really peculiar situation because she is the #1 rated personality on that network. She carries that network to a certain degree, but also she is someone in the community. She is an openly gay woman who lives openly. And they're already coming for they've come and quote unquote taking down the T and the Q. They're coming for the LGB also. And she belongs to that along with many other people.
Yes. See, I'm gonna ban people when they got crazy. I know people say let the trolls stay. You ain't ruining my energy, so I will ban you, and that's the whole point. I will not allow trolls to be in the comment because we've started this platform years ago on being in a place of peace here. We lift up here. We do not tear down here. If you want to do that, go somewhere else. You don't have to be here. You don't have to look at us. You can go somewhere else. But those people have been banned, and you can see it in the comment. But I'm not sure it comes up on your screen. But I've banned them because I will not waste time with trolls that have negativity. And we're talking about positivity, and we're lifting up our community. And our community is not just Black people. Our community of people that stand for justice, that love prosperity, that love to grow, that love to help people, that love to serve people. That's this community. This community is not the community, just Black people. No, we are Black people that love one another and we love others. So I just got to get that out. I had to get that off my chest. Before we close, I want to give you some last minute information that the Win With Black Women gave us last night. So that way you can pass it on to your platform today, or you can also put it onto your social media, Instagram, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to give you this one share here. Hold on a second. And
while you're doing that, Ron, I just want to send out a reminder. There is the national boycott on this Friday. Do not buy anything this Friday. Show them that we have power. And then in addition, if you need proof that this is working, Target reported a $15.7 billion loss within the last month and a half.
Yes, baby. Yes, their stock price is down 15 points. Anyway,
Fortune just did. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Fortune just did this morning. There's if you look at look it up. Fortune just did an article about the fact that those companies that are getting rid or rolling back DEI programs will, suffer the repercussions for years to come, because it's about their reputation now at
Yes.
this point. So if this is lying, you have now used these individuals to further your agenda. And when it was no longer convenient, you did away with it. But I wanted to say really quickly, all of that is starting to backfire, because what happened? Cheeto Satan now said when he was at the White House that he's now opening a Madame Tussauds wax museum of historical Negro figures. Yes, so there's going to be he's wanting to do some sort of garden of statues with American heroes or something to that fact, that he made mention of Harriet Tubman and all these people. So this is the thing. This is the beginning of throwing you under the bus. That wasn't me. I'm making a Negro wax museum. What are you doing? It was you. So they didn't say for you to get rid of these programs. You preemptively did it. So you already showed us what your hand was. So they're going to suffer.
Yes, indeed. So remember, again, the national boycott is this Friday. And it's across the board. We're buying nothing on Friday. Not a pill, not a fruit, nothing.
No
we
takeout,
nothing,
people. So whatever you gotta buy, make sure you get it done before Friday.
Buy it today, buy it tomorrow, buy it this week.
If you need gas, if you need milk,
nothing.
If you need to buy one egg, go do it now. Because yes, they are selling eggs individually.
Do it by Thursday.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Exactly.
So anyway, I want to give you guys this information because it's so important. And I know we're coming on the close of the hour. I want to make sure I get you guys out of here on time. And but here we go. This is some information that's so crucial. Again, pass this information on. This is what they gave us last night to be able to share with our communities. And so here we are. I'm going to share that now with you.
Calls to action. First thing that you need to know is that if you are watching us on Zoom, then the Zoom, you need to go to your resource center. If you go to the little tab at the bottom that says resources, you will see all of the things. You will see the PowerPoint that I am going to share right now. Go ahead, you can go ahead and share it. You will see the action that Color of Change is doing. You will see also the 2 places that you can donate. All of those links are right there for you. So you do not have to search the very active chat, and we thank all of you for that. So first and foremost, this has been our emergency call, and these are your calls to action. Next slide. The first thing that we need you to do is follow Joy. And guess what? Joy is everywhere. This is hashtag Joy Reid on Substack, hashtag Joy and Reid. Hashtag at Joy and Reid on Instagram, at Joy and Reid on X, at Joy and Reid on Facebook, and Joy Reid Official on TikTok. So please take time to follow her everywhere. This is important because by following her, where her voice ends up next, you will be able to go with her. Her being able to show that she has this power of social media makes her more marketable. Lets folks know that she is a voice that we listen to. So there are literally right now 10,000 people with us on YouTube. 10,000 people with us on Zoom and 12,951 of you joining us on YouTube. So we need that's over 20,000 people, 22,000 people listening to us. And we need all 22,000 to follow Joy everywhere. Next slide, please. The next call to action, and you have heard about this, and if you have signed up on our Zoom, you will see this, and we will also make it available on our website, Win with Black Women, and we'll share it with Win with Black Men so they can make it available on theirs, and that is the Joy and Reid Toolkit. This is going to give you all the ways to support Joy. It's going to give you graphics, and it's going to tell you a little bit about her, because one thing that we really need you to do as you are moving this on social media is remind people that this isn't just about any old Black woman. This isn't just about any old journalist. This is about a superb journalist that comes with unquestionable integrity and reports the news without bias. So please make sure that you check out that toolkit. Next up, please. Next up, you've heard about it, and we're going to make it simple for you. Hit this QR code. Those of you watching us on YouTube, now is your chance. Hit the QR code. Put your phones up right now and capture the QR code. You can also go to the bit.ly link, which I believe is in the resource tab. But if you hit this QR code, it will take you directly to a script with the instructions on what to do. We want that switchboard to be exploding. We want to let them know exactly what we think about them pushing Joy off the air. And the quick 20-second script will help you to know exactly what to say. And we are not going to be mad if you improvise. Okay, next up. Tomorrow we are having the final episode of the Read Out Watch Party. You don't want to be in this by yourself. You want to be in it with others. We invite you to come watch it with us. Again, you'll see the QR code is there. You can register right now at the bit.ly link. Last episode, Watch Party Read Out. Go ahead and we'll put that in the resources as well. And then finally, here are the instructions for everybody. It is important that you watch the show on as many different devices as you can. I'm going to have it on my phone, on my iPod, and all the TVs in my house because each one of those counts as a rating point. We're going to do that. And we're going to make sure that we're using the hashtag We Need Joy. We Need Joy. We're going to follow her on social media. But as soon as the show is over, I want there to be a drop. I want them to go from mega ratings to silence. And that is hashtag TV off. And we're going to, at 8 p.m., I want everyone to post turning the TV off, hashtag TV off. And then, of course, don't forget to call MSNBC. That is all for us for now. We thank you for being a part of our closeout call to action. We need joy. TV's off. Joteka, close us out. I think we have a prayer.
Yes, we do.
And there you have it. So those are, I think, such important information there. And like I said, you know we're doing the right thing when you see all the trolls. We've never had this many trolls in our lives being on here. So this has been like, we know we're in the right spot. We're doing the right thing.
And I don't know what it was, but I know I was able to type in other comments. I was typing the information about the podcast for Joy Reid, and it wouldn't let me post it.
Ah, yeah. I would. This is just not my thinking. Is that this is how on these platforms they try to discourage you or try to kind of infiltrate you while you're doing something positive. Because I had to ban 10 trolls, 10, and they were, one person is saying, I mean, the stuff that they were saying, some of you probably read some of it, but ridiculous. And again, it's amazing how a Black woman sharing the truth, sharing information, giving people good news is harmful to them. They're angry. She's the one that got canceled, and they are angry.
Triggered.
Crazy.
These platforms are interesting. I literally got an Instagram, I guess, query or something, and I thought they weren't doing fact checks that matter. So there was a woman who made a video about HR 2022, which is the SAVE Act, which is the voting thing. And for some reason, it came back, somebody said it wasn't factual. I was like, wait a minute. I found that interesting because I thought they weren't fact checking.
Oh, no, they're looking for the keywords. They know today everyone's talking about Joy Reid. Yeah, so the trolls are out there. They're trying to get they're trying to figure out who these people are. I mean, look, we've had 33, 34. We got up as high as 38 people in this following us on YouTube today.
Did they all like?
Everybody yeah, and especially if you're here, if you're part of the 31 that's here right now, make sure you hit the like. If you are enjoying this conversation, it helps the algorithms. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Yeah. That's right. We want to see some. It should be 31 likes. That way you get 100% rating. So
it just shows you that that you're doing the right thing. I think when people stalk you like that,
yes,
and try to comment, it's about them. It's not about you.
Yes, right.
As long as you're working on a pure heart and telling the truth, that's them.
Yeah,
and it's almost about jealousy because they don't have the mental fortitude or physical fortitude to be able to stand up to any power. They are always forever going to be stuck in this Ferris wheel of lies, and they can't get off. Some of them would love to, but they can't. So the only recourse they have is to point fingers at the ones that are strong enough to do it. They could never. So they're waste of skin or waste of code because they could be bots too. So.
Yes, and some of these are bots, but these seem like to be real people. And from judging from the cadence of how they were speaking,
you're using human very loosely,
right?
I'm not the one to keep trolls on. At first I was like, some people say, oh yeah, keep the trolls going. I'm like, nah.
Like Dr. Sasha, it's like, who doesn't envy a people? Like we're people who we're black. We're black people, right? Yeah. Who doesn't envy a people who, no matter what you do, still survive and thrive, right? Find a way out of no way and still say what they want to say. They have to say what needs to be said. You envy that because you don't have anything to say.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay, last words. Okay, beginning with Elise, your last word for the day.
Oh,
today is Motivation Monday.
Keep on doing what we're doing. I mean, the thing is, like, doesn't matter what other people do. And as Lisa said, that was Meta who was sending that information out. It wasn't a troll on Instagram. That was Meta who said they weren't fact checking. My thing is, if people are coming for you, understand that they're coming for you because you are speaking the truth. That's when the enemy is the busiest. And as I said earlier, the question is not why something happened to me, is what am I supposed to do? What am I learning that I share with my community?
Amen. Keep sharing. To that. Gwendolyn?
I say that people will always have something to talk about. So give them something to talk about. That's what I do. I stay stomping in my joy, showing up as my full self and like triggering people. Get triggered, bitch.
Yeah. And wonderful Dr. I'm gonna go to Chris and then have Dr. Tachi close. Chris,
one thing to say: stay focused.
Stay focused, and you know me, stay woke. Go ahead, Dr. Tachi. What you got to say, my dear?
I think I love that we came together to rally around it, even though this is not something she knows we're doing right now. The fact is that besides the Win with Black Women, Win with Black Men, and some of these other more public movements, there are lots of people that are rallying around her that you know, Joy, if you happen to see this, that you don't see. Know that we are in support, know that we rally around you, and that truth always wins. People on the side of truth always wins, because when you lie or are liars, I'm not even going to give them, the other side, the benefit of saying they lie. They are liars. So it is a character trait. So when you are a liar, you're constantly having to come up with ways to cover your tracks and look over your shoulder. She's walking straight ahead because she's telling truth. She doesn't have to look over her shoulder. So those of us who are on the side of right and on the side of truth, we don't have anything to work about, because truth always wins. Fraud is always discovered. So I would say that continue to support. Let's go with the directive tonight. Make sure you watch the final episode of the readout, or is it the final episode of the readout? Because it will manifest someplace else. And also those of us that are in independent media, be willing to do it. Just do it. Instead of looking for opportunities with legacy media, there's so much out there now that you don't have to. And then support independent media. Wherever she goes next, support. Wherever we all are, support, because that's what it's about. And I cede to you, my friend.
And that was
Ron, I see you took Mark off. I was gonna tell him something.
I had to take him off. I'm going, today I'm on my game.
Here's what I want people to understand. We're not playing victim. We're letting you know that we're victorious.
Yeah, victorious.
Amen.
No victims here.
Victims. We're your worst nightmare, because we survived and we talk about it. And yes, we're gonna keep saying we Black and proud.
Yes,
because you get to be white and in the corner. And as I always tell, I talk to my husband, they got to be able to say they were simply Americans. And every conversation I had with people who just want to refer to Americans, I said, if I have to say African-American, Black American, they're going to be white American, they're going to be WASP, they're going to be Italian American, they're going to label themselves too. But in the meantime, in the between time, the people like Mark out there, we're not victims, we're victorious. And you're scared of it.
They could never.
So on that note, again, I won't be on for the rest of the week. Obviously, I'm just trying to rest up, get from surgery and all that good stuff. But again, for those, it's not about me today. I just wanted to come on. When I saw what the women did and the men did last night, I was like, you know what? I cannot sleep. I cannot let this moment go by and not share my platform as well to share what we're doing as a community and helping Joy Reid. But again, like Dr. Tachi said, let's support Don Lemon. Let's support Roland. If you can support these platforms, support them, support independent media, and then support all of us micros. We are the micro medias, and we're here to support. And so we're here to support all of the bigger medias and tell their truth and tell the truth that we have, and as in not our truth, the truth. And so let's do that. Thank you so much for joining.
Lisa said what I wanted to say to
Lisa, Lisa,
your mama. Your mama. Your mama's the dumb one. Because I'm sorry about that, Ron.
Oh God, these people. But you know we're in the right place when you again, we had up to 38 people in this chat at one given time. And we had our trolls. We had a lot of trolls. I'd say that says success.
You know you're doing important work.
That's right.
You have arrived, Ron.
Yeah.
When you get trolls, you have arrived.
Yes, Ron, you have arrived.
So what that means is the algorithm is picking it up.
That's right. The algorithm picked it up today. That was good. Okay, guys, have a great week. Again, do your thing. See you guys out. They will have they are having a watch party this evening. So you saw that in the interview. And share this video with your friends. Share this with your family. Share. And again, hit the likes. That's good for the algorithms. And we're out of here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Chachi. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Thank you, Elise, for joining me and sharing this platform with me today. I appreciate you so much. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.